Hello guys, how are you doing? So I talk a lot about this mental breakdown that I had last year, and I realized that I never actually told you what happened. So I decided to make a story time video about this because it is a long story and I will try to make it as short as possible. So let's start a little bit over 1 year ago. I was living in Berlin. I was doing my PhD and I was really happy. I thought that I just have achieved everything that I want in my life, and I really had everything that I ever dreamed of. So I had a job that gave me money enough to support myself. I had an interesting research and cool colleagues. I was really happy living in Berlin. It is my favorite city, or at least used to be my favorite city. And I was in a relationship. For the first time in my life, I was in a serious relationship, and I was really happy about that too. And I was just on top of the world. At least that's what I thought. But then, around last winter, so winter of 2016, I started feeling more and more sad and depressed, and I had no idea what is happening. I would just cry out of nowhere. I had these weird dreams, and I was just unsure what is going on with me. I thought that I'm an ungrateful little bitch because I had this perfect life that I always wanted, and I wasn't feeling happy at all. And the closer to spring it got, and the closer to summer it got, I just got more and more sad and depressed. And I would say that it all started when I had a really big fight with my boyfriend over Skype because we were in a long distance relationship, and I took it way too close to heart, and I probably couldn't sleep for a week, and I didn't understand what was going on with me, and I didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. I don't know, I was just all over the place. My mind was wandering, and I just didn't know what to do with my life anymore. But anyway, moving on. Then he came to visit me, and we had a great time together, but before coming, he was late for a plane, and I don't know, I was just hysterical. For 2 hours, I had uncontrollable crying tantrums. I was having panic attacks, and I was just so sure that everyone in my life will dump me. I don't know, like I was just so scared of being alone forever. I cannot even describe you what was going on in my head back then. I mean, it wasn't even anything remotely connected to the real world, but I think I already started having this stress-related paranoia, and it was hard, trust me. Then we had really nice time together, and I kind of started trusting him even more after this. I don't know how, but we decided to talk about my childhood because I remembered some things. This is an entirely different story, and I promise I will make a video on my childhood too. So we were talking about it, and I told him something that I never told anyone before, and this was the beginning of everything. I couldn't sleep for the next week, and I slowly started becoming more and more suicidal throughout the next week. I got an intense episode of body dysmorphia. I would just look in the mirror, and I had such a distorted image of myself. I would look, and one part of my body would grow, and some parts of my face would just change shape and size, and I would become like a horrible goblin. I was so scared of looking in the mirror because I just wanted to kill the person that I saw there. I saw the most disgusting monster ever in the world. And it is such a weird feeling. I was avoiding mirrors for a legit 1 week. And then I started researching, what is it? What is happening? And then I found out that I was such a bookcase of what borderline personality disorder is. I didn't self-diagnose, though. I thought that it was something called complicated PTSD or something like that, because I totally had a post-traumatic stress disorder, and I thought that that was it. And then I became completely dysfunctional. So all my life I was very, very, very high functioning. So if I never had problems with anything, it was my brain. But then I had trouble remembering what to do. So I had to write little things, such little things as like go to the copy room and make a copy of a document. I had to write it down for myself on a piece of paper so that I do not forget to do it. And I realized that it cannot go on like this for any longer. So I was in Germany. I went to see a Russian-speaking psychiatrist because I didn't want, well, there are not a lot of English-speaking psychiatrists in there, and I didn't know if I can properly describe what is going on with me in English. So I went to see this woman. She was really sweet. She saw me once for free even, and well, she told me that yeah, this is a severe case of post-traumatic stress disorder, and that probably there is some more underlying issues, and that it will take at least 1 year to do that. But there was some insurance problems, so I was not able to work anyway. I had a wonderful, lovely boss. I talked to him and I told him that I don't feel really good and that I need to go to my home country and stay here. And I did so, and I stayed here for 3 weeks. It didn't get any better. I had to tell my parents that I am going to do psychotherapy. I couldn't tell them why, because I was just not able to bring myself up to talk about it. And well, then it was all about either I get the financial support in Germany to do the therapy and then go to work and do therapy at the same time, or I do not. So then I would take a year or half a year off and go here to Russia and do a therapy here, because it is just way less expensive. And I think that subconsciously I understood that I was in no condition to work. And when I came back there and I got a letter in the mail that I was denied financial support for psychological help, I was in a way relieved, because it meant that I would go back home and I will stay with my family and with my boyfriend and with my friends who support me all the time and were really, really lovely. And so in 2 weeks I packed my entire life into suitcases and I came back here. I don't know how I managed to do that. I was not on any antidepressant at the moment. I maybe had some sleeping pills, I'm not sure, but I don't know how I did it. Like, it was a lot of paperwork, it was a lot of organizing everything, but I also had wonderful friends there who helped me so much. And I'm so grateful to be surrounded by such wonderful people who helped me so much throughout my life. So I came back here and I started my psychotherapy like the next day. And when I came into the office of my doctor and saw her for the first time, I was such a mess. I couldn't sleep. I was crying all the time. I had panic attacks all the time. I couldn't properly eat. I lost tons of weight. Well, not like, I just lost some weight, okay? I really couldn't like function at all. I was all covered in cuts because I found it to be somehow calming, and it was a release for my emotions. And then she, probably the first or the second time I saw her, she told me that she suspects that I have a borderline personality disorder. Then I made some tests and I made some medical tests. After evaluating me, she said that, yeah, well, you do have this, and so we are going to treat you for borderline personality disorder instead of post-traumatic stress disorder, which I thought that we would treat me. And she said that, well, I mean, she was really supportive, and she said that it's totally treatable and that you can get better. And she kind of enforced this belief in me, because when I started looking all over the internet, basically what you can find there is that you will never get better, and that borderline personality disorder is a diagnosis, which is basically a death sentence, because 10% of the people commit suicide anyway, and that the rate of people who get well is actually not that high. But I was hopeful, and the most important thing, I had such an incredible safety net, and I had all the support from my parents and from my boyfriend and from my other loved ones, and I am just so grateful that I had this ability to not worry about the money, to not worry about the time, and just take care of myself. I'm now covered in scars, my hands and my legs and even my chest. They are fading away. I haven't hurt myself in 9 months or so. I'm really proud of that, because I thought it was one of the most hard habits to let go of, because it's just such a quick release for your emotions, and it helped me a lot. So maybe, I mean, if I didn't do that, I would probably commit suicide, because I was suicidal for maybe half a year. I don't know. I really begged, like, I didn't want to commit suicide, but I just wished that it didn't exist, because I thought that I was such a burden to everyone. I thought that everybody hates me for just my existence. I don't even, like, now I don't feel all these things, and it seems so foreign to me. It seems like it has been in some other life, that some other person, that it wasn't me who all these things happened to. But basically, yeah, that was the breakdown. And then after that, I just went to therapy. I was prescribed antidepressants straight away, some sleeping pills. They tried to put me on antipsychotics, but I just didn't like the way they made me feel. I didn't feel like myself. Besides, they made half of my hair fall out, which was not fun at all. And now I'm getting off antidepressants slowly but surely, and I feel so good. My therapy is finished in less than a year, and I couldn't have dreamed of it going so fast, because in the internet you will see time frames like 5 years, 8 years, at least 3 years. And I had a wonderful, super professional therapist who I am so grateful for meeting. And just, I wanted to make this video sort of for you guys to know me better, and also to just give you hope if you are struggling now, or if some of your loved ones are struggling, that everything is possible. Recovery is possible. If you told me 1 year ago that I would be sitting here now as happy as I am, as healthy as I am, and as excited about life, about every day when I wake up as I am now, I would have not believed you, because the only thing that I cared about last year at this time was how much I wanted to die. I cried literally every day for hours. This is incredible how much can happen in just 1 year, and how far you can go in just 1 year. So please hold on. Life is so worth living. Trust me, I'm so happy that I didn't do anything to myself last year, and I'm so happy that I'm here now. And please, 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 if you feel like you don't deserve to live, or if you don't feel like you want to exist anymore, just hang on there. It gets better, and you deserve all the help that you want. You can always write me or message me on any social media. It is all linked down below. And on this note, I think that I'm going to end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, if you made it to here. And I love you very, very much. Be nice humans, and goodbye.